We're the only organism on this planet that creates a trash that is not reused in any way. All other organisms, everything they have decomposes. Even if it takes a long time, it still eventually breaks down. We're creating all sorts of trash that does not break down by biological or, I guess, doesn't break down naturally. And then what we're doing with it is we're putting it in good land space in our landfills, and we're then covering it up, and then we're making this land unusable. So recycling is a good way to divert materials from our landfills. And then when we do get products that have plastic or other recyclable products, then we can make sure it gets to a place where it is being recycled.
I own Out of the Box Recycling, and I do a curbside pickup where I go to residential and commercial businesses and pick up their recycling from their bins that they have sitting outside of their homes or their businesses. I decided to start on this for my family. I know I'm trying to change a future that I know I will never see, but a future that my children and the next generation are going to see. It's important to me to be able to show my children that we can make a difference, even though it might be a small difference. It's a difference that we can have on the environment and allowing us to help other people who also want to help the environment get their recyclables to a location that's safe for them to go to and not being put into the landfill. When the truck is filled up for the day, I head to RDS, which is a commercial distribution center for a business-to-business drop-off. How are you today?
I am tired.
Not much longer.
I'll leave right now if I want to. I have your in weight.
Thank you. All right, so when I come around here, there's a guy in this machine and he tells me where to go.
After the trucks scale, they pull around to either bay 1 or 2 and dump the single stream recycling.
When I go in through RDS, I back into the bay, unlatch my truck, and I dump it there.
So the trucks pulling these bins, they back up and they dump the single stream material on the floor. And the cat loader mixes up the material. It always works better, or separates, the machines work better if the material is blended up. You know, that they don't get, you know, pockets of heavy cardboard or pockets of heavy plastic. The drum feed moves all the material from the back up to the front onto this conveyor belt. All that material comes down through here, and we have people who sort through the material at first. They separate the bags or the things that should not be in the single stream. That is the OCC stream. So what happens there is all the cardboard floats on top, and that's where it's separated from the glass and the metals and the plastics and the aluminum. This is what we call the French screen. This separates the mixed paper from all the other materials. So the T-Tech separates the PET from the metals. Can you see the ferrous metal jumping up on the belt? So any PPE that gets on this belt, the robots help pick out and throw it down a chute. All the plastics go up on this conveyor belt, and they drop off into the separate bunker. We place another sorter here, and that sorter gets what the robots cannot because of the volume. We have 2 chutes, and they throw the material down into those overage bunkers. So what the sorter threw off on the chutes and ended up in the bin in the back, we bring around the front and drop off into the conveyor belt. Each bin opens up with a different material, and then it goes into that conveyor belt, up this material belt, into the baler, and it all gets baled up, and there's different settings because different material compacts differently.
Cardboard's another one that I think is really good to recycle. Glass is very easily recycled. You can use recycled glass to make new bottles. That's very easy. I think it's very similar to you making it from the original, raw product. All your metals tend to be easily recyclable, just because they can melt them and make them back into a product of equal value. Paper can only be recycled so many times before the fibers get so short. However, paper is easily recycled.
A friend of mine who has a t-shirt that he got that is made of fibers from water bottles that he bought from this company. It's really cool. So that is something where your recyclables can go to make clothing. People can get involved by being an owner or, running a truck for another business is, have that heart to change and want to be able to be a part of a change for changing the world that you live in.